Okay. So first of all, we will be having some small demo regarding the DevOps, like what is DevOps and why we need to use it. So later then we can go for your doubts and queries part. Okay. The first thing I just want to clear for all of you is this course is not DevOps. This is DevOps with AWS. That means apart from DevOps, here you are going to learn AWS also. So might be like if you visit to the main office, they might say you it is only DevOps. But guys, here apart from DevOps, you will be learning AWS as well as you will be learning some part of Linux also. Okay, fine. So before I go and start, what is DevOps? Can anyone tell me like what is DevOps and why we need to use it? As per your knowledge, you might research like on Google or YouTube before coming to the session. No answer, sir. Okay. 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 Faster than? Okay. Then still any answers? Automation. Okay, fine. Okay. So let me tell you clearly. Before I go and explain what is DevOps, let's talk about some general topic. So guys, basically, whenever we are going to learn any kind of concept in my class, especially, first of all, I'll not be entering the technical term. First of all, I'll introduce some realistic things, like what is happening on the real life. Then the real life things is going to convert into real time things. For example, if you can go and see here, so there is a customer who want to buy a mobile phone, and the mobile phone charge is gonna be like price is gonna be 10,000 rupees. How much? So now this particular guy is having two options, two e-commerce options. One, he can go for the Flipkart to buy this mobile phone with 10,000 rupees. Second option is the same guy can even go to the Amazon to buy this same mobile with same price. But as per the above diagram, if you go and see, Flipkart will deliver the mobile within how many days, sir? How many? 5. But the same mobile for the same cost, Amazon is going to deliver within 2 days. Now, if you are in this place, which one you gonna select? Is it Flipkart or is it Amazon? Amazon. And online, what about you? Online, you can ping your response on the comment section. Here I can directly able to see it. Okay. So online, which one you gonna select? Is it Flipkart or is it gonna be Amazon? So here completely I can see the one-sided answer, that is going to be Amazon. So tell me one thing. You have the two different options. You can buy mobile from anywhere with the same price. But why you go and choose the Amazon itself? What is the reason? Because it is going to deliver the product within. Sir, you are investing only 10,000 rupees. How many? So after investing only 10,000 rupees, you want your product to deliver very speedily. Correct or not, sir? But if you go to company, they will invest some millions and billions of rupees in a single product. That can be any kind of product, like you can take any kind of application or any kind of software. Here we are investing only thousands, but they are going to invest some billions of amount for the single product. Now, as like we expect our application need to be delivered within short span. So companies also going to expect the application to be delivered very speedily or not, sir? Correct or not? See, for 10,000 rupees, you want your delivery within instantly. So companies also going to expect the same thing from the organizations. So here, the main agenda of DevOps is nothing but delivering the, you can call it as software, you can call it as application, or even you can call it as product. Anything you can call. Okay. The main agenda of DevOps is to deliver the application very speedily. You can call it as product, or even you can call it as software. And one more thing is, guys, here in our class, basically you need not to write any kind of notes. Why? Because I'll be writing the notes and I'll be giving the same notes for you. Okay. So if you take the notes, it's completely like a waste for your money. Okay. So don't take the notes. Why? Because here I'll be giving the complete end-to-end notes. So what I'm trying to tell you is DevOps. What is the purpose of DevOps? Purpose to deliver the application very speedily. This is the simplest definition what you can choose for the DevOps. Again, I'm telling here for all of you, what is the main agenda of DevOps, sir? To deliver the application very speedily. So you can call it as product or you can call it as software. Anything is fine. So instead of very speedily, you can type here very fastly. Like anything is fine. Rapidly. Okay. Or you can call it as agile also. All the meanings will come under the same band. Fine. So now you got to know that the main agenda of DevOps is to deliver the application very speedily into the market, right? But here my question is, if I want to create a product, okay, or application or software. So I'm writing these terms here for your even better clarity. In real world, you can call it as application or you can call it as product or even you can call it as software. Okay. So these three will be having the same definition in the real time. You can call either application or either product or even you can call it as software. Fine, sir. Now. So you said that to create the application, okay, we need to have two kind of teams in real time. How many teams? Two teams. So team number one will be the development team. As you can go and see here. So I'm going to show it for you. So your team number one will be the development team and team number two will be the operation team. See, let's compare our application with a baby. You know, small baby, right? Toddler. So let's compare the application with the baby. To produce the baby, how many people you want? Two people, men and women. Here also to produce the any kind of application in real time, we need to have mandatorily two fields. First one will be the development team. Second one will be the operation team. So what the development team will do, you know, development team will do planning. It will do the coding part. It will go for building and it is going for testing. Later, operation team will do deployment, operate and monitor. So once again, I'm explaining you. So just listen to the concept. If I want to create any application, how many teams I need to have? Two. What are those? Development and. So what does development team will do? Plan, code, build, test. Next, deploy. Like operation team will do deploy, operate, monitor. All these together, what we can call as SDLC. What do we call it as? Sir, here what is the meaning of SDLC means? Tell me one thing. Here I compared my application with the baby. Correct or not, sir? I compare my application with the baby itself. Tell me one thing. As a human, what is the first stage? We will be on infant stage. After infant, will become toddler. Toddler means the person who can crawl actually. After toddler, we'll be going for child age. After child, we'll be going for teen. After teenage, we'll be going for adult. After adult age, we'll be going for old age. So finally, we'll be going for the rest of the piece. Correct or not, sir? Tell me one thing. If a baby cannot pass the teenage, can he come to adult age? No. If a baby cannot pass the toddler age, can he come to the teenage here? That means definitely every human need to pass the life cycle. For example, if you born directly, will you become the teenager? Is it practically possible? No. That means here every human need to pass the life cycle. So in the same way, every application, whatever you are going to create, need to pass the life cycle. So that life cycle is what we can call as software development life cycle. So simply we can call as SDLC. What do we call it as? So tell me the full form of SDLC, sir. Software development life cycle. So this is the concept what we need to understand. I am talking about general software development life cycle. Even if you are a developer or if you go for testing course or if you go for any other course, without understanding the software development life cycle, you cannot work as a software engineer. Okay, so this is going to be very, very important. Now tell me, what is the full form of SDLC here? Software development life cycle. So how many teams will be having on SDLC here? Two teams. Team number one will be development, and team number 2 will be operation. So again, one more time, I'm explaining everything from the starting point here. So what is the main purpose of DevOps is to deliver the application very fastly. So here we can call it as application, or you can call it as product, or even you can call it as software. So here how I am comparing the application with a small baby, right? So if I want to create the application, I need to have two teams, just like development team plus operation team. To create the baby also, we need to have two person or not, so it will be men and women. Just like this small baby have a life cycle as a human life cycle, every application will be having the life cycle that is called as software development life cycle. So in the software development life cycle, how many teams will be involved? Two. What are those? Development and so is the content clear for all of you till now? The first 3 points. Online, can you please confirm are the first 3 points clear for all of you or not? You can ping me on comment section. I can be able to see your live comments here. Okay. Okay. So it was clear for all of the online. So online and offline, try to be responsive till the end of the session. Okay. Why? Because the more you give me the response, so the more involvement will be the session. Okay. Fine. Okay. Now here you can go and see. Sir, here you can show that development team can do the activities like planning, code, build, and test. Let's discuss about what are the activities this development team is going to involve in a briefly. See, first of all, what is the meaning of planning? For example, you want to create a application. So to create the application, first of all, you will be discussing what is the kind of application, what is the budget we are going to get, and how many developers and testers we are going to have. Okay. Apart from this, which cloud technology we need to select, and which programming language we need to select, and what is the kind of architecture. So entire thing will be discussing in the section of planning. So it is going to happen in which section? Planning. And again, as a DevOps engineer, you don't involve in the planning activities. Why? Because this is going to be done by the technical architects or DevOps architects. So the people who is having almost all 10 to 15 years of experience, those people will do the activities. But as a beginner or as a mid-level engineer, you won't involve in this kind of activities. Okay. So no need to worry about this. Planning means here we are going to discuss about the project, budget, timeline, team structure, technology, what you are going to select, cloud, what you are going to select, everything you're going to discuss. In the step number 2, we will be going for the coding. So coding means without having the coding, can we run any kind of modern applications? Definitely coding is required or not, sir? Tell me any 3 applications which you use in daily life, all of you. Any 3 applications? I'm asking you any 3 applications which you gonna use in daily life. WhatsApp, definitely number 1. Instagram, number 2. And third one? Spotify. Huh? Okay, then fine. So tell me one thing. If you are using that applications, definitely that application need to be run with the code or not, sir. So here we are going to select a particular programming language. Guys, remember, you need not to learn all the programming languages in the world. You know total how many number of programming languages we are having in the world? Give me any rough number, which you know. Any rough number? Someone said the right answer, but might be they are introvert. They are saying it slowly. It's exactly 900 programming languages. I mean, like 900 plus we can call it as. Okay. In these 900 programming languages, we need to select any one particular programming language to write the code. I mean, you can go with the Java, you can go with the Python, you can go with the React, you can go with the .NET, anything will be fine. It doesn't matter. So the programming language need to be selected based upon the application compatibility. So in the step number 2, coding is done. What is the step number 1, sir? Planning. Step number 2, coding. Step number 3 will be the building process. Which process? So building is nothing but once you write the code, all of the code you are going to combine and you are going to add some dependencies. Dependency is nothing but what we can call as library. What do we call as? Library means it is some predefined code which is going to helpful to build the application. Okay. So building is nothing but adding the dependency for the code. What do we call it as? Say it. What do we call it as? Dependency. Again, building is nothing but adding dependency to the code itself. So stage number 1 is planning. Stage number 2 is coding. Stage number 3 is building. And stage number 4 will be the testing stage. That means whatever the application we created, we need to check whether the application is working fine or not. I'll tell one small test case. You create the application. Let's take calculator. What is the value of 2 plus 2? 4. But instead of printing 2 plus 2, 4, it is printing 2 plus 2 is equal to 22. Is it working or not? Listen to the question carefully. Is the calculator working or not? It is working, but is it working accurately? No, that is what you need to check. Once you build the application, we need to check whether our application is working fine or not. See, you build the application, but application is working wrongly. So what is the purpose of building the application? Are the users going to use the application? No. No. So in the step number 4, we need to test the application, whatever we created. If we don't test the application will give you the wrong outputs. If we get the wrong outputs, are we going to use the application here? No. So all these 4 activities will be done in the development team. Which team it is going to do? Development. Again, I am telling what are the 4 steps you are going to follow here. Plan, code, build, and test. All these activities are going to be done by which team, sir? Development team. So I'm writing here. Tell me, what is the first one here? Plan. Next, code, build, test. So once development team done with the work, next work will be going to be taken care by the operation team. Which team? Sir, what will the operation team will do? Means they will deploy the application. See, this word is going to be very, very important for all the DevOps engineer. What is the meaning of deploy? So I am writing it in the top of the notes here. Deploy is nothing but process of installing application to server. This is the simplest definition. Tell me what is the definition of deploy, sir, here? Deployment. Process of installing the application to. So as a DevOps engineer, this is what exactly you are going to do in the real time. And this is what exactly you are going to learn here itself. Again, one more time. What is the meaning of deploy here? Tell me. Process of installing the application to the server. So Alan, is the definition of deployment clear for all of you? Can you please confirm me once? You can call it as deploy, or even you can call it as deployment also. Anything will be fine. So great. So now if you can go and see here, sir, developers have done planning for the application. They have done the coding part also. They have done the building part, and they test. After testing the application, they find application is working very fine. So if the application is working very fine, so they decided to give the application to the users. They decide to give the application to the user. So that means currently developers will develop the application on their local laptop only. See, I'm a developer. I write the code for application. Currently application will be on my local laptop only. So if my application is on local laptop, you want to use the application, then what can you do? Are you going to use my laptop daily? Is it practically possible? Why? Because I developed one application like WhatsApp. All of you are going to use the WhatsApp, but currently the application is on my laptop only. Okay. For example, if you are 100 users, are 100 people going to use my laptop simultaneously? Is it practically possible? Further purpose, what we can do, whatever the application that we developed on our local laptops, this application I need to install to the server. Where I'm going to install? From the server. All of you are able to access the application or not, sir? Currently, whatever the WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, whatever the applications that you are using, all the applications is first on the local laptops only. From the local laptop, so we are going to install the application to the server. From the server, the users are going to use the application. So this is the way how exactly the DevOps is going to do the activities. So this entire responsibility, taking the code from developer laptop, making it building, testing, and deploying the application to the server. Okay, this is what the entire activities what you're gonna do as a real-time DevOps engineer. So now tell me again, what is the meaning of deployment or deploy? Just now we discussed process of installing the application to the server. Okay, sir, you said that developers will write the code, they will build the code, they will test the code. As a DevOps engineer, what we do, we deploy the application to the server. Now, who will create the server? Operation team will do. Okay, there is a stage called operate. Are you seeing the operate stage here? This stage refer to from creating the server, installing the software, installing the operating systems, okay, maintaining the server. Everything will be done on the operate stage. Which stage? Operate means enter end to end. So from creating the server to deploying the application. After operating, finally we need to monitor the application. That means currently we deployed the application into the server. How our application is working? Is it working finely? Or is it not working fine? So we need to monitor 24/7. So all these activities will be together called as SDLC. What do we call as? Again, so if you go for SDLC, the full form will be software development lifecycle. How many teams are involved here? What is the team number 1? Development team. What is the team number 2? Operation team. So development team will do plan, code, build, test. Now operation team will do deploy, operate, and monitor. So these will be together called as software development lifecycle. How many steps are there? 2 not, it's 7. 2 teams will be there and steps will be 7. Again, repeat it one more time. So first one will be plan, code, build, test, deploy, operate. So all of them together, what we can call as software development lifecycle. What do we call as? Fine. So is the software development lifecycle clear for all of you? All in, can you please confirm, is the SDLC clear for all of you or not? Okay, fine. So guys, now the real concept is going to start. So till now, you know what is the meaning of software development lifecycle. That was very good. But sir, if I want to perform software development lifecycle, I have different methods to do. What I have? Different methods to do. So what are the different methods? For example, see, you want to order the food. How many different ways you have? You have Swiggy, you have Zomato, you have Dunzo, and you have your vehicle to go and get the food. But what to use is going to be based upon your choice. Here also, if I want to automate the SDLC, I have various choices like to use Agile, to use Waterfall, to use DevOps. So that is what we are going to discuss now. But before that, let me tell you what is going to happen for these 2 teams. Initially, this developer write the code on their local laptop. Where is going to write the code, sir? Local laptop. So once he write the code on the local laptop, he need to push it to the operation team. Why? Because he write the code on his local laptop, he check the code, he write the code, he build the code, he test the code. Everything is work on his local laptop. That means is the application ready or not, sir? Why? Because he created the code, please. He created the code, he built the code, he test the code. Everything is done. Application is working fine on his local laptop. Now he want to give the application to the operation team. Why? Because operation team will create the server, will deploy the application and will monitor the application. So developer giving the code to the operation team, they put on the server. After deploying the application to the server, what happened? The application work would stop. Like it's not working as per the expectation. So now development team is going to tell that I have given the right code. So you deployed something wrongly on the production environment. That is the reason why application is not working. So development team is going to blame the operation team. Now the operation team is telling that, bro, even I don't know how to write the code. Whatever the code you have given to me, I deployed the same code. Even I don't know how to write the code also. There is something issue with your code. That is the reason why it is not working in the production environment. So like this, what is going to happen? This development team is going to blame the operation team, and the operation team is going to blame the development team. Sir, these two teams work together. Okay, then we'll be getting the application. But are these teams working together or like they are fighting together? You're fighting or not, sir? So instead of working for to give the application, these people are fighting. If these people are fighting, how will I get the application? Just think, instead of working together, these two teams are fighting among themselves. This development team is telling that you don't know how to work. That is the reason application got failed. And the operation team is going to tell that you don't know how to write the code. That is the reason why the application got failed. But here the main reason for these kind of issues is going to be lack of communication. What is the main reason? I'll tell you. For example, let's consider the developer team is creating the Java application. Which application? So he need to install Java in his local laptop to run the application. As a developer, he know I need the Java software to run the application. If I have Java, then only my application will work. If I don't have Java, how will my application run? Logical point or not? So as a developer, he know that I need to have Java software to run the code on my local laptop. He download the code to local laptop, and in his local laptop, the code is working. But the operation team doesn't know that this application required Java. So this operation team haven't installed the Java programming language in the server. So without Java software, is the Java code going to run there? No. Why this happen? Why this happen means here developer team need to give information to the operation team. Like that, hey, operation team, you need to install Java, otherwise the application won't work. So they haven't interacted with the operation team to give the inputs. Likewise, this operation team also need to ask to the developer team. So do I need to install any kind of packages, or do I need to install any kind of software to run this application? So due to lack of communication, so these people haven't interacted with each other. That is the reason why the application got failed. Sir, these two teams are working as two different teams. That is the reason why we are having miscommunication. But for example, if these two teams are working as a same team, okay, so now do we have the chance to communicate in a better way or not, sir? Why? Because previously these two are different teams, but now these two are together called as single team. Now communication will be established between them or not, sir? That is the reason why DevOps comes into the market. Okay, so previously development team plus operation team, these two will be the different teams. When these are two different teams, they don't interact with each other. If they don't interact with each other, what happened? Lack of communication came, and there is lot of mistake happen. But if these two teams interact with each other and work as a single unit, now do we have any kind of miscommunication? If we don't have miscommunication, can we work very speedily or not, sir? So this is the way how DevOps originated. Okay, so the DevOps is nothing but both combination of development team plus operation team. Okay, the reason why it got converted into single team means when working on individual team, there is lack of communication and mistakes will happen. But if these people work as a single team, there is no miscommunication. They communicate freely and they can deploy the application very, very speedily. So is origin of DevOps clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm is DevOps origin clear for all of you or not? Okay. So it was clear for all of you. That's great. Okay, sir, fine. You said that development team plus operation team is working as a single unit. That was very good. But here now my question is, here if you go and ask someone, what is DevOps? Guys, I'm telling you the reality here. A lot of people will tell DevOps is a tool. Or if you go and ask somebody, they will tell DevOps is a technology. And if you go and ask someone, they will tell DevOps is a framework. But the reality is DevOps is not a tool. It is not a technology. It is a methodology. what do we call it as? Or we can call it as process. Methodology is nothing but process, we can say. Okay. So somebody might tell you, like previously it's a tool, just go and learn some DevOps, you will get the job, or go to DevOps technology. So this we cannot call it as a tool, we cannot call it a technology. It is what exactly we can call it as a methodology. What is the definition of methodology? Means the way we work together. What is the meaning of methodology? The way we work together. Okay, here if you can go and see, here this person is called as DevOps engineer. Okay, so here developers, testers, database team, as well as infrastructure team. So all the people are going to work with the DevOps engineer. Why? Because he is the one who is going to take and communicate with all these people to deploy the application. I'll tell you one thing, without DevOps engineer, organizations will not work for you. Why? Because as a DevOps engineer, our main responsibility is to deploy the application. Correct or not, sir? If you don't deploy the application, how will the application comes to the market? Think logically. If as a DevOps engineer, if we don't deploy the application won't come to the market. Then how will the company survive, sir? Is the company going to survive? No. So remember, without DevOps engineer, there will be no applications into the market. So for every organization, DevOps is the key role to deliver any kind of application. And he is the person who work with all the developers, testers, even database engineers, even some IT admins also. That means on an overview, I think all of you watch cricket, right? In cricket, we have the team leader, right? I mean, like captain, we can call it as. Without captain, is the team going to follow any kind of thing? No, here also we can call it as captain of the organization. Why? Because without his involvement, we are not going to do any kind of activities. Fine then. So now you got the clarity. DevOps is what here? It's a methodology. What we can call it as? Methodology. Correct. And if you see the logo here, the DevOps logo is resembling to someone, like something here. Can you tell me what is that logo meant for? What is the symbol, first of all? Infinite, right? So the reason why they have given the infinite symbol means it is a never-ending process. It is a, see, lot of the times you might see this logo, but do anyone know what is the exact logo is representing? And can anyone tell me like why it is going to happen continuously? We can take it on real time also. For example, see, currently are you using WhatsApp application? In WhatsApp, currently we are having the new feature, channels. But previously, do you have channels feature? All right, let's take. I'll be taking one real life application and I'm gonna convert into the technical example here. Let's take WhatsApp. When the version 1 of WhatsApp got released, we have only limited features. What are those? Texting, calling, correct or not, sir? But after that, status and everything comes into the picture. In the version 1, I have only one feature for the WhatsApp. For example, for that version 1, I code for the WhatsApp application, I build the application, I test it, I release, I deploy, I operate, I monitor. After 6 months, now version 2 comes into the picture. Now in version 2, I have one more new feature, that is status. To implement this new feature, again I write the code or not, sir? Again, if I write new code, again I'm gonna build it. Again, I'm going to test it. Again, release, deploy, operate, monitor. Again in version 3, I'll be adding one more new feature. Again for this new feature, I need to plan, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, monitor. Again in version 4, I'll add one more new feature. Again, the whole process from planning to monitoring, everything is repeating or not, sir? The reason why they have given the continuous infinity symbol means it is a never ending process. Tell me one thing. Currently, you are using the WhatsApp application. WhatsApp stopped to give the new updates. That means you don't have any new updates on WhatsApp. We'll be getting bored or not, sir? Okay. That is the reason why company will give new feature for every 4 to 6 months. Okay. Whenever they give the new feature for our application, the entire process, what exactly you have seen is going to happen in the real-time organization. Okay. To make it symbolic, they have given the infinite symbol. What they have given? Why? Because WhatsApp never going to stop to give the updates. That means is the process never going to stop or not? It will never stop, right? That's it. Okay. The exact meaning of that logo is this one. So continuously we are going to update the applications. So continuously means we are not going to have any kind of stoppage for it. Okay. That is the reason why we have given infinite symbol. And one more thing is here, if you observe, there is only one change for SDLC and DevOps. What is the change? What is the difference? What is it? Release. In SDLC, we have plan, code, build, test. Deploy, operate, monitor is there. But do we see release there? No. And one of the craziest thing is, tell me one thing. How many of you are able to remember the SDLC process? The 7th step. All of you are able to remember? Sure. Huh? Okay, now tell me without saying it. What is the stage number 1? Plan. Stage number 2? Code, build, test, deploy, operate, monitor, right? So lot of people you are try to like you are able to understand and you are able to remember. But sometimes what happen, tomorrow if you come to the class and if I ask you the same question, are you able to answer this question? Of course, tomorrow also you can able to answer this question. If I ask you after 1 week, are you able to answer the question? No, definitely we will be remember or forget. We will forget or not, sir. So now what I'm gonna do is I am gonna tell you one small shortcut. This shortcut will be giving the complete clarity about the SDLC. See, even though in interview, if you want to explain SDLC, I'll tell one simplest equation. You can call it as shortcut. Okay. If you remember the shortcut, you can remember this SDLC very easy. For example, all of you watch cricket. So in cricket, what is our favorite opponent? What is I think, wait. I think all the people in the class are introverts, I think so. Why? Because whenever I'm asking question, like nobody is making any sound here. So guys, try to give the response. Why? Because see, if you sit here and without giving any response, so you cannot develop your communication skills. I'm telling you one thing, in organization, apart from your technical skills, communication will be matter a lot. I'm not telling this one. If you go and ask to anyone, without proper communication skills, you cannot survive in the real-time environment. Okay. So what the suggestion I'm going to give for all of you is, before developing the technical skills, first of all, focus on your communication. Why? Because if your communication is good, based upon your communication also, there are a lot of jobs available in the market. Okay. So whenever I ask any kind of question, try to give response. Okay. So now tell me, what is the favorite opponent for Indian cricket team? Pakistan, right? So you know Pakistan has cricket board, PCB, right? Have you ever heard about PCB? It is Pakistan cricket board. Okay. And what is your favorite childhood cartoon show? Tom and Jerry, right? So let's take Tom here, okay? So if you remember this two, the SDLC will be done. Yeah, correct only. So if you remember this both, SDLC will be done. What are the two things here? Pakistan Cricket Board and Tom and Jerry. How means? See, P stand for plan. See, for example, Pakistan Cricket Board is having a director called Tom. Who is the director of Pakistan Cricket Board here? Tom. That is the SDLC. P for plan, C for code, B for build, T for test, D for deploy, O for operate, and M for, is it matching or not, sir? Now, is it able to understand? So in this way, you can be able to remember the shortcut. Again, tell me one more thing. Pakistan Cricket Board director is who here? Tom. So that is the shortcut for SDLC. So tell me, P for plan, C for code, B for build, T for test, D for deploy, O for operate, and M for. So now tell me, is it very easy for you to understand or not? No? So guys, remember whatever the content you are going to learn here, every content I'm going to simplify it on the same manner. If you felt it is difficult, for every difficult concept, I'm going to create some shortcuts like this. So don't worry about the subject. Subject will be very, very easy. But all you need to have is some attention while taking the class. Okay. So first of all, how's the shortcut for you? You need to speak out, man. I cannot able to understand your murmuring. Okay. So tell me how the shortcut now? Is it able to understand? Great. Fine. Okay, sir. You said about the SDLC and DevOps. So DevOps is having release, but is SDLC having the release here? No. This is the only thing you need to understand. So now, guys, here the main picture comes. So till now, I said you some of the prerequisite. Just now, we discussed about what is SDLC, what are the teams we are going to have on SDLC, and what are the activities we are going to do. But if I want to automate SDLC, I have different models like waterfall, agile, and DevOps. Just like if you want to order some food, you have different options like Swiggy, Zomato, and Dunzo. Okay. So like this also, to automate the software development lifecycle, we will be having a lot of models. The first model will be waterfall model, or you can call it as waterfall methodology. What you can call as? Tell me one thing. Have you ever seen waterfall? At least on movies, if not in real. Huh? So if you ever seen waterfall, is waterfall coming from top to bottom or bottom to top? Have you ever seen waterfall going from bottom to top? Is it practically possible? No, right? So here in the same thing, if you can go and see, the waterfall methodology is also what you can call as waterfall model. What do we call as? Or even you can call it as classic model. It is a sequential development process to develop the software systematically. That means if I take this model to create my application, it is going to follow the step-by-step execution. Which execution? See, what is the meaning of sequential? Step by step. Here also that is what exactly I mentioned. Okay. It will follow the step-by-step execution. And we can work on one step at a time. For example, I have 4 steps to create the application. How many steps? So at a time, I can be able to work on only one step. I cannot work on 2 steps at a single time. It is not possible. If I complete my step number 1, then only I can go for step number 2. If I complete my step number 2, then only I can go for step number 3. Then only I can go for step number. And you can go forward, but you cannot come backward. But for example, if I'm on step number 3, I can go to step number 4, but I cannot come to step number 2. That is what exactly this model is going to follow. Again, it's a sequential development process to develop any kind of software. It will follow the step-by-step execution of a process. And we can work on one step at a time. So now if we can go and see in the practical world, how it is going to work means, these are the different steps what you are going to have in the waterfall model. Again, no need to remember the steps. Just understand the concept, okay? So first of all, in waterfall model, I'll be gathering the requirements. I'll be designing, okay? I'll create the application. That means like I'll be writing the code. After writing the code, I'm gonna test the code. After testing the code, I'm gonna check the errors and I'm gonna put on the server. Currently, how many stages you are having here? 5. Step number 1 is taking the requirement from the client. Step number 2 is designing the architecture. Step number 3 is implementation. That means writing the code. Step number 4 is verification, and step number 5 is maintenance. Okay. For example, if I choose this kind of model to deliver my application, what will happen? What is the model approach? It is going to follow step by step. Correct or not, sir? For example, you can go and see. Here, our client gave exactly 1 year. How many years? 1 year is going to be the deadline for the application handover. So let's consider we have gathered requirement in the first month and we have gathered the requirement. We created the software in the second month. Now still how many months I'm having? 10 months. So in the 10 months, I need to write the code. I need to check it and I need to install on the server also. So now if I follow this kind of model, what will happen? So let's go for some more of animation here. You can go and see. Here I have a developer. Are you seeing this? So now developer started writing the code on the 3rd month. So he's thinking that I'll write the code for the entire application. Okay. So now once developer write the code, see, I am going to create the Paytm application. Which application? So in the Paytm, I'll be having a lot of services. Like you can see movie service, you can see flight service, you can see train service, and you can see DTH also. Now if you can see, This developer written the movies code on the first month and flight code on the second month, train code on the third month, and DTH code on the fourth month. So till now, how many months done? 4 months. Sir, if you can go for the backward, this kind of model, that means waterfall model will follow step by step. That means first of all, developer write the code. Then only tester need to test the code. Correct or not, sir? So tell me, developer took total how many months to write the code? 4 months. So if you can see, this developer is working hard for the first 4 months. Okay. Whereas if you can go and see the tester, our tester is chilling in his office. Why? Because he need to wait for 4 months or not, sir? Developer is taking 4 months to write the code. When will the testing work begin? After developer give the code. So developer haven't given the code on first month. He haven't given the code on second month. He haven't given the code on third month. And in fourth month also is not giving the code. That means this 4 months, tester will have a lot of free time or not, sir? Now what these people can do? They can watch some Netflix movies and they can go to place wherever they want and they can chill. After the fourth month, developer hand over the code to the tester. Developer hand over the code to the, now tester find lot of bugs here. Are you seeing the bugs? What is the meaning of bug? If you create the application which is not working properly as per your expectation, that is what we can call as bug. What do we call as? So after 4 months, this tester find we have a lot of bugs in the code. So now tester is going to tell the developer, hey developer, you have a lot of bugs in the code. Definitely you are going to fix these bugs. Otherwise the code is not going to work. But here what the developer is telling, it took already 4 months to write the code. Now these 4 months are wasted or not, sir? You took 4 months to write the code. But after writing the code, you got to know that there are a lot of bugs in the code. So can you get the time back here? No. What is the waterfall model approach? Once you do the coding activity, then only you can go for testing. So this waterfall model will go from top to bottom. But can it go from bottom to top again? That means almost completely 6 months of time is wasted or not, sir? So after 6 months, now the client will come to the picture and is going to ask, where is my application? Once he said, where is my application? What the developer and the tester is going to do? So client, we have a lot of bugs in the application. So till now, we haven't developed any kind of single service also. So we will give the application after 6 months. Now what the client is going to do? He's going to fire them or not, sir? Why? Because these people literally wasted 6 months of time without giving the single service also. So now after they got fired, so this kind of model is not good for the application development. Why? Because the first step is you can work on a single stage at a single time. That means, can I do development and testing both parallelly? Here in this model? No. Why? Because first of all, you need to work on development. Then only you can go for testing. But here, if you do like this, what happened? First of all, I done development. Then I came to the testing approach. What happened after coming to the testing? I found that there are a lot of issues in the development code. So again, you took 4 months to develop the code. All these 4 months will be wasted. The first disadvantage is you cannot go back to a step. That means whatever the 4 months you spend, that is completely waste. You cannot go back and you cannot fix the code. Second one is going to be high amount of risk and uncertainty. What does this meaning? See, already he given 1 year of time. 1 year means how many months we are having? 12 months. In the 12 months, already 6 months done or not, sir? Now you have how many months left? So like your risk is going to be very high. Why? Because you wasted already 6 months. So in the next 6 months, you cannot develop the application speedily. Third one, it's not good for the complex and object oriented projects. For example, if your project is very difficult project, so this kind of waterfall model will not help you. And fourth one is not suitable for the project where the requirements are changing. For example, see, today client came and he is going to tell, I want 3 services. Now after 1 week, he will come and he said 10 services I want. After next week, again he is coming and is telling that I want 20 services. So is the requirement of the project is changing frequently or not, sir? So if the requirement is changing, can we go with this kind of model? Why? Because the greatest disadvantage in this model is you cannot go back. You can go only forward. But can we go to backward? No. So tell me one thing. Now having this many advantages, can we go with waterfall model here? You tell me, can we go with waterfall model? No. So again, I'm explaining one more time for you. So in the waterfall model, what exactly will happen means it is a sequential model. That means you need to follow step by step. And at a single time, we can able to work only on one stage. So I cannot work on the multiple stages at a single time. If I go with this kind of model, first of all, I'll gather the requirement, designing, implementation, verification, and maintenance. For example, if developer is writing the code for 4 different services, he took how many months here? So for these 4 months, the testers are going to have some free time or not, sir? Why? Because developer need to give the code. Then only I can be able to go and work. So these testers are going to have some fun time. Now, after developer give the code to the tester, he can find lot of bugs in the code. So if he find the bugs, now what the tester is going to tell? He's going to tell to developer, you got lot of bugs. So definitely you are going to fix the code. But can developer bring this 4 months back? No, he cannot go back. He need to go only front. He cannot go back. So that means completed time is going to be waste. So when the client meeting is going to happen, client came to know that this 6 months is completely wasted due to lot of bugs in the code. So now what this client can do, they can fire this both of the people. Now these people can leave the organization. Okay. So the main disadvantage is, first of all, you cannot go back. Risk will be very high, and it's not a good kind of implementation for the complex application. And if the project requirement is changing, it is not a good model. Okay. So now is the waterfall model clear for all of you? Everyone. Online, can you please confirm is waterfall clear for all of you or not? Okay, sir. Now you said that waterfall model is not clear. I mean, sorry, waterfall model is not good one to implement the application. So second model will be agile. What is the model number 2? In agile, what happened, unlike waterfall model, again we have the client and again we have the manager. So client gave some requirement for us to design the architecture. We took 2 months to develop the architecture. We took 10 months, and for testing, we are going to take 2 months. So he's going to give some blueprint like this. But in the agile model, what going to happen, So the meaning of agile is nothing but quick. What is the meaning of agile? So agile model is a way to manage project into breaking into several phases. That means instead of writing the complete code first and testing later, what we can do is, if I write code today, I can test at the end of the day. If I write code tomorrow, I can test it by end of tomorrow. In first model, that is waterfall model, if developer give the complete code after 4 months, then only we can able to test. Correct or not, sir? But in waterfall, but in agile, it is not like that. If developer give the code today, I can test it today also, like that. So it delivers the small piece of working software quickly to improve the customer satisfaction. That means instead of giving the entire application to the customer after 1 year, what we can do is, in first 1 month, we can give one service to the customer. In second month, we can give second service to the customer. In third month, we can give the third service to the customer. Okay. Here you can go and see both development as well as testing activities are going to be done at same time. That means in waterfall model, how development and testing is going to be done sequentially or parallelly? Sequentially. But here we can do parallelly. That means if developer is writing the code, immediately tester can test the code. If you can see the example number 1, if I go back to the previous slide, in the first 4 months, what is the developer doing? He's writing the code. But in the same first 4 months, what is the tester going to do? He's going to chill, correct or not, sir? But in the agile model, it is not going to happen. What is going to happen, In the agile model, the working model is going to be look like this. For example, they decided in first month, we need to write only movies code. We need to write the code and we need to test the code. In second month, flight service, writing the code, testing the code. So now these people gone with a different kind of approach. So in the first month, developer is writing the coding and tester is testing the code. So if the particular movie service is going to work fine, so they are going to give it to the client. Similarly, in the second month, the same developer is writing the code for the flight service and same tester is going to test the code. Now they are going to give the second month service to the client. That means if you go and see like this every month, they are going to give the application in a smaller format, like giving first service on month number 1, giving second service on month number 2. So like this, they are going to deliver the application into small pieces. Now tell me, will the client will be impressed or not, sir? Why? Because in method number 1, after 6 months, they given the wrong application. But here in the first month only, they are giving the application into smaller pieces. So now automatically, this kind of methodology will be working with both development and testing activities parallelly. So client will be impressed. So now he's going to use the Rashmika Mandana dialogue. I think you know this dialogue, right? What is the dialogue? Huh? I'm impressed. So from which movie it is? Correct only. Tell it loudly. Guys, I'm telling you one thing. To learn our DevOps course, you need to have some meme knowledge also. Why? Because in our course, what are the topics you are going to feel very difficult? I'm gonna convert into the memes format. See, definitely all of you know memes, right? So our course is also going to be whatever you are going to learn. I'll be going to add some memes also. Why? Because that is going to deliver the content in a very like what we call effective manner. See, if you read some data, that won't go to the brain. But if you see the memes, are these going to go to your brain or not, sir? That's what. Fine. It's not Pushpa, okay? Heroine is from Pushpa only, but it's not Pushpa Mohan. Okay. Fine. Okay, sir. So like this, no client will be satisfied. But for the client, the major thing is going to be you are developing the application, you are testing the application. But we want to deploy the application or not, sir? Now client is going to think like that. Everything is fine, but where is the deployment? Now here DevOps engineer will comes into the picture. Why? Because see, you are writing the code very quickly. You are testing the code very quickly, but the application is not going to the users. So do we have any kind of use with this? No, right? Why? Because client is seeing the application, but in real time, who need to see the application, client or user? User, but it is not going to the user. Why? Because in this model, you are going to do developing and testing parallelly. But where is the deployment here? If there is no deployment, how will the application go to the user? Is it possible? No. Online, tell me, without deployment, is the application going to used by the users? So definitely the answer will be no only. So without DevOps engineer, there will be no deployment possible. Now, everybody want the DevOps engineer. Developer want the DevOps engineer. Tester want the DevOps engineer. And even client need the DevOps engineer. So now DevOps engineer intro is going to come like this. Who can do the deployment now? DevOps guy, right? See, if you are a DevOps means you can do it. I think you know this movie also. Which movie it is? The Lion King. You don't watch movies, eh? So now everybody is going to look at the DevOps engineer only. Why? Because he is the guy who can do the deployment for the users. Okay. If he cannot do the deployment, the application will not go to the user. So now everybody want this DevOps guy to do the deployment. So now if you can go and see, first of all, we used the waterfall model. Is the waterfall model succeeded? No, it failed. Why? Because he cannot go back. Time will be wasted. Second one, we use agile model. Agile model is somewhat better to waterfall, but what is the disadvantage? Deployment will not be happening. What is not going to be happening? But in the DevOps, you can write the code, you can test the code, you can deploy the code simultaneously. The reason why we are using DevOps is DevOps can automate the entire process, which is not happened by the agile model. Now, if you go and see the DevOps history, so basically DevOps comes into the market on the year 2008. So it was a discussion between two friends actually. There are like Andrew Clay and Patrick Debios. These people are just a common friends. They had a discussion one night. So we have waterfall model, we have agile model, but none of the models are working fine to deliver the application. What if a new model called DevOps comes into the market? So they had discussion like this. After the discussion, they took it very seriously and they held a summit on the Belgium. I think you know Belgium, right? Belgium is very famous for correct chocolates only. So I think girls know it very well. Okay, fine. So in the Belgium, they held a summit. So after the summit, lot of people explain their views. If DevOps comes into the market, there are a lot of advantages going to be happen. So in the year 2014, they published a report actually. So in the year 2009, they held the summit. At that time, some people started using DevOps actually. But in the year 2014, there is a report published to the market. In the report, they have clearly said that if we use waterfall model or agile model and DevOps model, so DevOps can deliver the application very speedily with less amount as well as with high customer satisfaction. So now in every aspect, that means application deliver, client satisfaction, as well as like team scalability. So DevOps comes in the first place. Since then, so a lot of people started adopting the DevOps actually. So even though it comes in the year 2008, but the DevOps become very popular in the year 2000. That means exactly 10 years back, a decade ago. So likewise, so DevOps have a birth certificate. The father name will be Patrick DBS. Why? Because he was the one who started to explore the DevOps and who went crazy for the DevOps. So he held a lot of summits and he published the DevOps a lot actually. So like we have Charles Babbage. Who is Charles Babbage? Father of DevOps. Father of computer, man. And you know Dennis Ritchie? So father of C will be Dennis Ritchie and father of C like a computer will be Charles Babbage. Similarly, father of DevOps is gonna be the Patrick DBS, but because he is the one who contributed a lot for the growth of DevOps in the real time. Like this. So now you know something about DevOps, but what is the craziest thing, you know? So if you go for the DevOps actually, there will be a lot of tools to learn. So you might heard. Can anyone tell me how many number of tools we are going to have on DevOps? Any one of you? And even online, if you know something, you can ping me on comment section. My question for all of you is, anyone knows how many tools we are going to have on DevOps? 100 plus, 1000. Okay. Countless tools in DevOps. Fine. And what about your offline? Even if you ask anyone, nobody is going to tell the answer. Why? Because guys, nobody knows how many tools is existed in the DevOps. Why? Because for every new week, there will be new tool releasing into the market. So there will be no fixed number that only these many tools will be having on the DevOps. Even if you ask me, or if you ask anyone, even if you go and ask Patrick DBS also, he's going to tell that I don't know. Why? Because nobody will explore all the tools in the DevOps. Okay. But here, the main thing you need to understand is for every stage, like planning, coding, building, testing, deploy, operate, monitor. For every stage, we need to learn at least one tool. How many tools? One tool. So if you go for coding, so you can go for Git, Subversion or Bitbucket. If I go for building, you can learn Apache Man, Apache and Gradle. So here we have three tools, but that doesn't mean we are going to learn all these three tools. Any one tool is enough. Even for the operation, like when monitoring here, you can see ELK, Splunk and Nagios. There are a lot of tools available, but we need to focus on only one tool. So remember, in DevOps, you are not going to learn all the tools. Only one tool for one stage is going to be enough. But in our course, what are the tools we are going to learn is, guys, in our course, totally I'm going to teach you 16 tools. How many tools? Apart from these tools, I'm going to teach some AWS service also. Again, I'm saying you, this course is not DevOps. It is DevOps with. That means apart from DevOps, here you are going to learn AWS also. So might be on the poster you have seen it's only DevOps, but it is not DevOps, guys. It is DevOps with AWS, and we are going to teach you Linux also. Okay. Sir, in our course, what are the tools we're gonna learn means? I'm gonna start with Git and GitHub, Maven, Jenkins, Ansible, Docker, Docker Swarm and Portainer, Kubernetes, KOps, Prometheus and Grafana, Terraform, Nexus, SonarQube, Helm, Argo CD, and JFrog. So all these together, we will be learning in our course. And coming to the AWS services, here we are going to learn the infrastructure part, like EC2, S3, VPC, IAM, RDS, CLI. So EBS, the Elastic Load Balancer and Auto Scaling Group. So all these concepts we are going to cover from AWS point of view. And coming to the Linux, here you are going to take the 45 days of Linux class for all of you. So that is completely free of cost. Okay. So parallel it for the DevOps, your Linux batch has started. You can join on that course. That is completely free of cost for you. So I hope this is clear for you. Now tell me how many tools you are going to learn? 16 tools. And one more thing is, how many projects you are expecting from the course? Projects. Mostly if you go to any of the training institute, how many projects will they teach? You never gone to any of the institute till now? Okay, very first class. See, in our course, totally I'm going to teach you 5 real-time projects. It's not 1 or 2, sir. Mostly if you go for any of the institute, 2 or 1 or maximum 3. But in our course, you are going to learn almost all 5 real-time projects. How many? So 2 of them are monolithic projects, 2 of them are microservice projects, and 1 is going to be the infrastructure project. Okay. So these are the projects what you're going to learn. And coming to the roles and responsibilities, as a DevOps engineer, in real time, you will work with the architectures, you will configure the infrastructure, and you will maintain the infrastructure. This we are going to do with the Terraform as well as Ansible. And coming to the CI/CD pipelines, you are going to do on the Jenkins and automating the task with the help of Ansible, and we can help of the Bash scripting. You can do it. Continuous monitoring, you are going to do with the Prometheus and Grafana. Collaborating with all teams and migrating from monolithic to microservice. So all these are the responsibilities for your DevOps engineer. Again, I'm telling, first of all, we need to comfortable with the architectures. So in tomorrow's session, I'm going to teach you the architectures. So guys, I'm telling you one more time, without architecture, you cannot work on real time. That's what I'm sure. Okay. So as a DevOps engineer, first of all, we need to focus on the architecture. Next, configuring the infrastructure and maintaining the infrastructure. Third one, you need to go for CI/CD pipeline. And fourth one, you need to learn how to automate the daily tasks. Fifth one, you are going to learn continuous monitoring. Next, how to collaborate with all the teams. And next, migration of monolithic to micro. So this will be the roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. So by the end of the course, whatever I have written here, everything you are going to learn. And one of the major thing here to understand is, with this course, you can easily put 3 years of experience, 3 to 4, I can say. Why? Because a lot of my previous students who is having year gap, like 2016 or 2018 passed out, they have taken the course from here and they put the experience of 4 years. And you know what is the package they got? It's 16 lakhs. How much? Why? Because whatever the content you are going to learn from my end, it's going to be very, very in-depth. And with this content, you can go in real time and you can survive. Why? Because the subjects are going to be very, very in-depth. Each and every tool, each and every project, what I'm going to deliver, whatever I worked on my real time, I'm going to share the same knowledge. And even there is a fresher called Akash. As a fresher, he got the package of 6 lakhs as a fresher only. Okay. And coming to the jobs also, guys, you need not to worry about the jobs. Why? Because Naresh IT will provide free placement for all of you. If you come to the class daily, if you listen to the class, within the same amount, 10,000 only, you are going to get the jobs. Okay. Like that. Now coming to the tools in DevOps, already we discussed. So there will be a lot of tools in the DevOps. So what to learn means, I said, for each stage, how many tools we going to learn? 1 is enough. So it's not like that we are going to learn multiple tools. Only 1 tool per 1 stage will be the enough. But if you ask me, sir, are we going to learn this many tools? And are we going to remember these many tools? Means, yes, it is very, very easy. I'll tell you one thing. Initially on your childhood days, learning ABCD will be very, very difficult or not, sir? But now, even after some years, if I still ask you ABCD, are you going to tell ABCD or not? Why you can able to tell? Because since then practice all these days, you come to this stage. Now you cannot forget the basics. So even though in our classes, whatever the content I'm going to teach you, we will be having the labs for you. After the class or before the class, you can go to the lab. We will be having the dedicated mentor support. And along with the mentors, I'm going to come to the lab daily to address your problems. And even for online also, we are going to have the lab support. So which we are going to share the virtual lab for all of you. So you can join on the Zoom link and you can discuss all the doubts and queries for all of you. Coming to the learning part, DevOps is gonna be very, very easy. But all you need to have is attention. While I'm teaching in the class, if you pay some attention, the concepts are going to be very, very easy. Initially, it might be new for you. Don't think it is difficult. It is new for you. Whenever you are learning something newly, it will feel difficult for the initial days. But once you are comfortable, the classes are going to be very, very easy for you. Okay. Next. And after that, here you need to understand. So coming to the DevOps, sir, for example, I'm already working as a DevOps engineer. So a lot of people who is attending for the DevOps class, they might be working on DevOps. So if you ask me to pick top 3 tools for the DevOps, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform. For example, if you are a fresher, okay, this course will be maximum enough to get the job in any of the company, I'm telling you. But if you are having year gap, so I'm having 3 to 4 years of year gap, I want to put some experience. So in that case, you need to majorly focus on Terraform, Docker, and Kubernetes. So by this course, what exactly we are going to learn is complete depth of these tools. You can go for complete Docker and you can go for complete Terraform. Even whatever the content I'm providing you, with the content, you can directly get the Terraform certification exam also. That much of depth you are going to learn. Okay. So these 3 tools will be majorly focused for the experienced people. Of course, I'm going to teach this tool for all of you people, even if you are a fresher or experienced. But experienced people need to focus on these 3 tools majorly. So next, coming to the Kubernetes, apart from Kubernetes, as an experienced person, you need to go and learn what is Helm, and you need to go and learn what is Prometheus Grafana, and we need to go and learn what is Argo CD. In the Kubernetes project, I'm gonna deploy application with the help of Helm chart with combination of Argo CD, and I'm gonna monitor the application with the help of Grafana. Okay. So if you learn these kind of advanced tools, getting the job as an experience is also going to be easy. Why? Because I'm telling you now, it's not 1 or 2 students. There are a lot of students who is having year gap and who went with experience, like minimum 3 to 4 years of experience, I can guarantee you. But the only thing you need to do is you need to come to the classes, you need to interact, you need to practice a lot. If you do this one, getting the job will be very, very easy. And again, I'm saying you, Naresh IT will take of your jobs. So we will take care of you. The only thing you need to do is just come to the labs daily. So we are going to provide field labs for you. So in the labs, you can come from morning 8 a.m. to evening 6 p.m. Okay, you can stay at whatever time you want. So we will be having the lot of mentors who can help you in the practical part, as well as I'm also going to be part of your practical sessions. Now listening to all of this, now finally you'll be getting a doubt. Sir, what is the major doubt is here? You can go and see. In the Amirpet, like there are a lot of training institutes, as well as like there are a lot of trainers. But why to choose Naresh Shetty and why to choose me only means see. If you can go and see, whatever the content here exactly we are going to learn is going to be the unique content. So this kind of content you cannot find anywhere. That's for damn sure. And you can see the concepts. What are the concepts I'm going to teach you is going to be real-time scenario-based concept. It's not like something you are seeing on PDF and I'm going to teach you. It's not like that. Whatever the real-time is going to expect from you. So based upon that scenarios, I'm going to teach you the entire course. So course will be the interactive teaching. It's not like one way. If I come to the class, I'll teach you and I'll go. It's not going to be the effective teaching. While I'm teaching, for every 5 to 10 minutes, I'll be going to take response from you if it is clear or not. If the concept is clear, then only we'll be going for the next concept, or otherwise I'll try to repeat the concept. In demos also you can see each and every concept I repeated twice or not, sir. So like that, every concept I'm gonna cover at least 3 times. Then only we'll be going for the next concept. Why? Because there are a lot of people from non-IT and even from like different backgrounds. So those people might don't know what is these technical terms. Okay. So like that, the repetitive process is going to happen till the end of the course. And coming to the fourth one, troubleshooting techniques. So daily in real time, what are the most frequent troubleshootings you are going to do? So I have prepared one PDF for you. So daily, I'm going to teach you one troubleshooting technique, what you are going to do on the real time aspect. And coming to the fifth one, this is going to be the highlight for the entire course. Automated scripts. So what is the meaning of automated script? Means I'll ask you a small question. Have you ever heard about Tomcat? Anyone of you? How many of you heard about Tomcat? Raise your hands. Have you ever tried to set up the Tomcat previously? No? Okay. So online, if you ever try to set up the Tomcat, just tell me how much of time we require to set up the Tomcat. So basically, a lot of people will tell that Tomcat setup will take 10 minutes or even 4 hours. That was very large. Okay. And some people might tell it is 1 hour. Some people will tell like 20 minutes. But trust me, I have an automated script that is prepared by me only. With the help of the Tomcat script, you can set up Tomcat within 1 second. How many seconds? 1 second is maximum enough for me to set up the Tomcat. Why? Because whatever the things you are going to set up on the real time, for every tool, I have created a lot of scripts for you. You can use the scripts and you can set up the any kind of software in real time. And the same scripts I'm gonna give it for you also. Okay. So this is going to be very, very highlight for the course. And these kind of scripts you cannot find anywhere. Okay. Tomorrow I'll show you how to set up the Tomcat within 1 second. And I'm betting you, you cannot go and find these kind of scripts anywhere. That much of automation we are going to include on the course. Coming to the next one, real-time work implementation. I'm going to show you how to implement the real-time work from the scratch level, from the zero level. And apart from that, I'll be taking career guidance for you. I'll be taking resume building for both experienced freshers and year gap students, and from non-IT also. And special care for non-IT and year gaps. Why? Because for non-IT people as well as year gap students, this is completely new for all of you. So we will be providing some extra care for you. So I'm going to give you daily task as well as weekly assignment. So if you come to the class and if you complete the assignments, so getting the job is going to be very, very easy for all of you. That's it. And the final thing is here, after hearing all this demo, you might have some common queries. What is this one? First of all, sir, can fresher get a job? So I'll show you the live examples. Guys, whatever I'm going to tell you, it's not some random words, okay? If I do it something, then only I'm going to tell you. Lot of the people before taking this course, like somebody might tell you like for the DevOps, there is no job on the fresher. But in reality, it is not going to happen. Let me show you. So if you go and check my profile here, it's my LinkedIn profile. So all these people, these guys are freshers only, okay? So these people joined as a fresher here. Now these people are working on various companies. And the average package is 4 lakhs for them. That is average. So there is a guy called like Akash. He got the package of almost all 6 lakhs. And some other people got 5 lakhs, okay? So don't worry. Even though if you're a fresher, so you'll be getting the job as a DevOps engineer. But a lot of people might tell for DevOps, there is no job in fresher. Okay? It's not correct, guys. If there is no jobs, how the people are going to place here? Okay. So you are in a safe hands. No need to worry about the jobs. We will take care of your jobs. Now, second asked frequently question will be, sir, can non-IT learn this course? Definitely. This is the scratch level course. Why? Because whatever the content I'm going to teach you, here everything I'm going to teach from the zero level. So even if you're from non-IT or IT, doesn't matter. So everything is a fresh learning for all of you. Next one, sir, does it require coding? How many of you believe for DevOps coding is required here? Just raise your hands. How many of you believe but this DevOps required coding? Online, you can tell your response. Do you think for DevOps is coding required? There is a lot of misconception in this point, guys. I'll tell you one thing. Just a small point. Okay. So the major responsibility of DevOps is to deploy the application. Correct? But a lot of people are telling that DevOps need to write the code also. If DevOps people need to write the code, what will developers do? Are they going to go for Israel and build the rockets? Huh? Think logically. Our work is to deploy the code. But if DevOps engineer asks like if DevOps people are going to write the code, what will developers do? Are they going to Israel and are they going to build the rockets? Huh? See, this is a lot of misconception that people is going to have. As a DevOps engineer, again, I'm telling you need to write the scripting. For the scripting, you can choose Python. Okay. But as a DevOps engineer, if you write the code, what is the use of developers in real time? Can we remove all the developers from organization or not? think some logic point. If DevOps engineer know how to write the code, then he can write the code. Then why to maintain developers in the organizations? Can organization remove all the developers or not, sir? So this is the biggest misconception in the DevOps itself. Okay, as a DevOps, if you know programming, that is going to be advantage for you. But that is not like that. If you do coding, then only we will take you. It's not like that. Lot of my people student who doesn't know any kind of coding also, they got placed as experience and as a fresher. So don't think to learn any kind of programming language. But if you have programming language, that is going to be advantage for all of you. And next one is going to be, sir, can I change my domain? Yes. Previously, you might be a tester or developer. You can easily change your domain. Okay. Even you are from non-IT also, you can go as a career transition. Previously, there is a student called Prerna. She's my like a previous batch student. Like she was working as a BPO in some previous company. But now, after learning this course, she got the interview of 4 MNCs. It's not 1 and 2. One is Airtel. Second one is going to be Cognizant. Third one is going to be like this one, TCS. And fourth one is Deloitte. So as a non-IT from the BPO background, she learned the DevOps and now she is moving to IT. So don't think this DevOps is not only for IT people. Even from non-IT students and non-IT background can learn this course and you can get the jobs. And next one is going to be, sir, do I require to learn all the alternative tools? The answer will be no. Tell me, do we need to learn all the tools or only few tools? Few tools. And next one is going to be, sir, do I need to learn all the AWS services? The answer will be again, no. So as a DevOps engineer, you need to know the infrastructure part. If you are good at infrastructure, then that is going to be enough. So these will be the commonly asked question for the interview, like what we call this one, demos. Okay, so I covered all the commonly asked question, but again, if you are having any kind of queries, you can ask. But before that, I'll tell you one thing. So coming to the syllabus, you might worry about the syllabus. Okay, so guys, don't worry about the syllabus. Whatever the syllabus, that means completely you are going to learn. I am going to share it for your channels actually. So let me show you the syllabus also. Give me 1 second. So this is going to be your syllabus. So in this syllabus, we have completely written. So from day 1 to day n, what exactly you are going to learn. So completely we have written this one here. Let me open this one. So you can go and check whatever the tools. So from day 1 to day n. So what I'm going to teach you, everything I have furnished on the syllabus copy. What you can do is you can go and you can take the syllabus copy. But before that, some people might have doubts about this course. Let me tell you the course details here. Whatever the course you are going to learn, it is DevOps with AWS. And here Linux is completely free of cost for you. Okay. So course duration will be, it will take around 2.5 months. How many months? 2.5 months. And this is apart from Linux. If we include Linux, it is going to take around like 4 months. I am telling you apart from Linux itself, only for DevOps complete as well as AWS infra part. And timings will be same timings, 4:30 to 6 p.m. daily. Okay. And you can go to labs from morning 8 a.m. to evening 6 p.m. Okay. So this will be the lab timings. You can go it anywhere. So lab is not only for offline, you like even online people can go to the labs itself. And finally for the fees, it will be 10,000 rupees and this you can pay for the installment also. So no need to pay the fee now. So currently it is day 1 of demo only. You can come to 5 to 6 demos freely. So listen to the first 5 to 6 demos. If you feel the content, what I'm teaching you is worthwhile and the way of explanation is everything is fine for you, and verify the content. If the content is good for all of you, then only you can join here. So I'm telling you, no need to pay any kind of fee for the first 5 days. Just come to the classes and listen to the classes. Today we're done with only demo. So in tomorrow's session, I'm going to show you lively how to deploy the application. Even though it's a demo, I'll be giving an overview how to create the server and how to deploy the application. I said to deploy the Tomcat, it will take 1 second, right? Tomorrow that I'm going to show lively for you. Okay. So now before going for doubts and queries for all of you. So the first thing I would like to know from all of you is, so how's the day 1 of demo for all of you? Are you satisfied, all of you? Are you impressed? Okay. So online, can you please confirm me how's the demo for all of you? So from tomorrow onwards, these are going to be very, very interesting actually. So today, only theoretical part, right? So tomorrow I'm going to show you practically. The practical part will be very, very amazing for all of you. Okay. So it was great. Fine. Good. And one more thing. So if you are coming to the Raham sir class means definitely you need to know some memes knowledge. Why? Because our class are completely interlinked with the memes. Why? Because again I'm telling, if I take the plain notes and if I write something on the notes, if I try to teach, that is not going to enter to your brain. But if I teach something on animated way, in some fascinated way, that is going to be remembered for the lifetime. So today you seen the shortcut of SDLC, right? How's the shortcut? So like this daily, I'm going to teach you at least one shortcut. So by this, what you can do is you can get the concepts easily. That's it. Fine. So online, if you are having any queries or any doubts, you can ask me. And one more thing, if you want the class recording, so our online admin Praveen is there. You can ping to him. Okay. So he's going to give you the course details as well as the remaining stuff like recordings and everything. Give me 1 second. And one more thing, guys, somebody might heard course fees will be 16,000. Okay. 10,000 will be only for classes. So if you want to get only classes, it will be only 10,000. But apart from classes, you want some recording videos, you need to pay additional 6,000. It is not mandatory. If you want recordings, then only pay the 6,000 additionally. But for the classes, you can go for 10,000. And this 10,000 you can pay within 2 installments. So after listening to the first 5 days, you can pay the first installment, and after within 1 month, you can pay the second installment. But again, I'm telling, don't pay the money immediately. Listen to the first 5 classes. If you felt satisfied, then only go and pay the rest of the amount. Why? Because double ఎవరికి ఊరికే రావు కదా, like that. Fine. So now online, if you are having any queries, you can ask your queries here. So as of now, it is demo. So it will take some kind of setup to give you the unmute option. But from tomorrow class, I'm going to give the unmute option for all of you. So offline, even if you ask any kind of queries, like if you are having any kind of queries, you can ask me now. But let me ask the online admin to give the number. Give me a second. So tomorrow also we'll be having the same class at the same time, okay? And one more thing, offline, if you want the syllabus copy, you can go to the first floor or you can go to the ground floor. You can find our admin called Ajay. You can go to him and you can ask the syllabus copy. So he's gonna send you the syllabus copy, and you can take the syllabus copy completely. You can verify like what are the stuff we are going to cover. In the syllabus copy, I clearly mentioned from day 1 to day n what exactly we're going to learn. Sir, can I become fine? Wait. So Janvi basically like contact I cannot share directly. So you will be adding Telegram channel. And one more thing, guys, once your enrollment is done, we are going to send you the recording of the demos as well as the live running notes as well as the resumes, interview questions, everything will be added to the Google Classroom. Once you're done with the registration process, we will be giving that Google Classroom access for all of you. So let me go to some of the queries here. Yes, so Saurabh, within the 10,000, we are also going to provide placement for you. So no need to worry about it. Sir, my background is completely from non-IT and I'm working right now as a service desk tech. So I have completed HSC. I'm starting working. No, basically like Janvi. So your profile will come under career transition. Okay. Even though if you are from non-IT or IT, you can directly go into the IT by learning some required skills. Don't worry about it. And one more thing online. So I'm gonna give all of you the number of admin. So you can WhatsApp him. And one more thing, so please don't try to call the admins. Why? Because they will receive a lot of calls daily. So try to WhatsApp them. Okay, if you WhatsApp them, so they are going to answer all your queries. Even though it might take some time for you, just like ask them. So I have given the admin number for all of you. You can take it. Hello, sir. Like I'm having year gap of 1.5. So guys, I'll tell you one thing first of all. If your year gap is less than 3 years, you will be still considered as a fresher. But if your year gap is more than like 3 years, so then you need to put some experience. For example, you are 2021 passed out. For example, let's say. So till 22, 1 year got done, 23, second year got done, and 24, third year got done. So for the first 3 years, you can be even called as a fresher. But after 3 years, even though if you are having year gap, so then only you need to put some experience. I'll tell you one of the craziest thing. We have a person called Venkat. He is our admin for the DevOps actually, like lab mentor actually. He almost all passed out on the year 2018. Which year? 2018. But last day he got the job. Yesterday. That means how much of gap he is having? Almost all 6 years of gap, right? So sometimes even though if you are having some career gap, still some organizations will provide opportunity for you to prove. So don't worry about the gap. Even though if you are having lot of gap, I'll be taking some classes for all of you, how to fill that gap. And I'll going to prepare resume for all of you. So based upon that resume, you can cover your gap. That's it. Fine. Sir, can I keep non-IT experience? Definitely, Sai Krishna. You can keep the non-IT experience also. That's completely fine. So Janavi, you can add the DevOps skills to whatever the currently organization you are working and what are the current project you are undergoing. I'm going to guide this on a separate class, like not on the demo. Fine. Venkatesh, if you miss the class, you can get the recording. For that purpose, you need to ping the admin before. And one of the greatest flexibility of our class is going to be, for example, if you come to the class due to some reason, your health is not fine. So if you get a gap of 10 to 15 days, again, you can come to my next batch. Or even though you completed my entire course. So from day 1 to day N, you came to the class. You want to revise the subject. You want to revise only some topics. Then also you are welcome to the class. Okay. Once if you are my student, you can come to my class after 1 year also. That's completely fine. Okay. So this kind of flexibility, batch timings, like if you're not comfortable, we can switch you at that point also. Fine. When the main class is going to start. So today's demo, right? So tomorrow I'm going to start the day 1 of our course, like how to implement the architecture. And tomorrow I'm going to show you how to deploy the application also. So guys, like as of now, there are a lot of queries from the online. So there is not much like time for you to provide the unmute option. But in tomorrow's session, I'm going to give unmute option for all of you and I'm going to speak with all of you. Okay. So for this, we can end the demo today and let's meet all on tomorrow's session. And again, same link will be for the online and offline. You can come to this blog directly. So no need to go to main blog. You can come here directly at 4:30. Okay, then so online and offline. Thanks for joining today's session. So let's meet on tomorrow's session with some practical work. Have a great day. Bye all. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.